Hello, Boring Review Nation. Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to bring you another song reaction, fresh off the presses. First and foremost, Nick, contrary to popular belief, I do know that there's a band called La Beatles. Is it Beatles? Is it
Beatles?
Beatles.
Yeah.
Come on, people. First and foremost, yes, we're one of the few that actually get in the comment section, even though it's a scary and dark place.
I enjoy it.
Not as scary as Twitter these days. That's scary.
Oh my.
Just saying. But I never said I didn't hear about the Beatles. I just didn't listen to a lot of Beatles music. I knew who the Beatles were, and I even mentioned my best friend in college. The reason one of the only other rock songs I knew other than "Smells Like Teen Spirit" was "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," because he played it all the time, and he would practice on playing those chords.
Which apparently is not as obscure as I had said. I had never heard it before many times, so that was why I said that. Anyways,
you know what I mean. But I've heard of them. I think that the bigger thing is that I didn't realize that how big British bands were in the rock genre of music, and I did say wow, it seems like most of the bigger bands, especially 60s and 70s, were all British bands, and overseas, I had no idea that the music scene was so much bigger, internationally, and rock was really bigger internationally than it was here, domestically.
Yeah, I mean, they're huge. They are just absolutely crazy. One comment was talking about how in the 60s, right, there was cartoons, there was, obviously like the cereal, they were everywhere. Beatlemania was insane. We'll have to record at one point of a video about how big the Beatles were, right? But obviously the English band as well. But when they came to America, I mean, it was just like absolutely insanity.
Now, I'm going to get crushed in the comment section, but that's okay, because we like to read them from time to time. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a, what do you call it? A glutton for punishment. And you might even say, like, dude, really? I don't care. I'm going to ask the questions. Was there really a band called the Monkees that was like, okay, thank you. Because I remember, seeing something on TV about that. I was like, wait,
It's actually a fantastic story.
It was like a parody?
It started off as a TV show.
Okay.
So they had a TV show, this fictional band, the Monkees.
Okay.
And they had some great songs.
Okay.
Here we come. Anyways. Hey, we're the Monkees.
That one I've heard. Yeah, hey.
They're the ones that did I'm a Believer. That Shrek redid. I'm a believer. I can't sing.
Yeah. Right.
But anyways, so it was a TV show, and so they hired actors. And when the show came out, great songs. The I'm a Believer song, which the huge song still right now, was written by Neil Diamond. So they had professional songwriters writing the songs.
Right.
People thought they were a real band. And people were frustrated and angry. And I'm sure they put on different concerts, but they can't play. They don't sing. It's just actors on a TV show.
Okay.
So I think, if I remember the story correctly, the band members themselves, the actors, were kind of embarrassed that they were getting all this hate. Like, you guys aren't a real band. That they taught themselves how to play, taught themselves how to sing, wrote their own music. The first album was a huge hit. They were dining with the Beatles and whatnot, hanging out.
Okay.
From what my dad told me, and I did the research myself, when their second album came out, or whatever it was that they wrote themselves, it didn't go anywhere. No one really liked it.
Right.
But yes, they became a band.
Okay.
And I can't oh my gosh, I can't remember for the life of me the name of the lead singer. Like, they were in music for a while after that, but they started off as actors on a TV show.
And the reason I asked is because, I know who the Beatles were, obviously. The haircuts, Paul McCartney, you know what I mean? Like they're so famous, how could you not? I just wasn't familiar with a lot of the music other than While My Guitar Gently Weeps. But I remember, wait, wasn't there a bigger, and this is just, wasn't there a big American band that was kind of like the Beatles? And I was like, yeah, the Monkees. And so we're like, wait, were they a real band? Or was this like a TV show? Because I kind of remember, I'm an 80s child, so I kind of remember at that time. And I was like, man, I should ask Six. I know he's going to ask. And I said, you know what? Let me just ask him while we're on the channel talking about it. Because I'm sure that if I'm wrong, the comic section will destroy me. But I was like, wait, wasn't there an American band that was almost as big as the...
That actually brings up a good question. Let us know how would you answer that if your friend just asked you on the spot, what was a big band American equivalent at that time? And the first thing that comes to my mind would be the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys were a big band. Brian Wilson's an absolute genius, their songwriter and one of their singers. Not as big as the Beatles, I get that. Not as big as the Stones, I get that. Probably not as big as Led Zeppelin. But, and definitely, you got obviously Elvis. He's going to be the biggest, right? But the Beach Boys, for a time, they were competing with the Beatles as far as popularity. So there's that. So we're going to check out 2 songs once again. Getting to this video right here, we reacted to 2 songs before, and we're going to check out 2 songs. I'm going to kind of be strategic, introduce them to some of the earlier songs. We're looking at Ticket to Ride, and stick around because we're going to then listen to A Hard Day's Night. Now, I don't pretend to be a professional at all. I did not do the research. I probably should have. I'm pretty sure these are both of their early songs. If I'm wrong, if these are more like year 3 or 4, I apologize. But these are some great songs. He did not care about any of the other Beatles songs. I give him respect for being honest about that. We appreciate you watching. If you like our reaction to this, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And so we're going to listen to both of these. We'll stop in between and talk about it a little bit. But we'll get both of them done rather quickly. And here we go.
I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. Yeah. The girl that's driving me mad is going away. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. She said that living with me was bringing her down, yeah. She would never be free when I was around. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. I don't know why she's riding so high. Sure think twice, sure to do right by me before she gets to saying goodbye. Sure think twice, sure to do right by me. I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. Yeah. The girl that's driving me mad is going away. Yeah. Ah, she's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. I don't know why she's riding so high. Sure to think twice, sure to do right by me before she gets to saying goodbye. Sure to think twice, sure to do right by me. Said that living with me was bringing her down, yeah. She would never be free when I was around. Ah, she's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. My baby don't care.
Settle down.
My baby don't care. My baby don't care. My baby don't care. My baby don't care.
Now, oddly enough, that's one of their longer songs from the early songs. Usually it's 2.5 minutes, boom, they're done.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's not going to be an addict.
Gosh.
Dude,
You are the worst.
I gotta be candid. You know me, man. I'm always, to my own detriment, I'm always honest. Here's the thing, though. I think that this was one of the, from the Beatles songs that we've heard so far, that he really, this one emphasizes his voice more. You know what I mean? The lead singer. I I don't know if is it a banjo? Like the it doesn't sound like a regular guitar. And
I'm not even gonna pretend to know.
I don't. Let us know in the chat. Did they use banjos? I don't know. It's a different type of guitar sound.
They typically did not use banjos.
Okay, and even like the I don't know what you even call that.
Those are probably like little little symbols.
Symbols or whatever.
Symbols.
Yeah. I just don't consider that rock and roll. Here, blasphemer. That's not my kind of rock and roll.
No, it's not heavy metal.
Rock
and roll, very, very simple. You have a lead guitarist, at least bass guitarist. You have a drummer. You have singer. Typically, you write your own music. That's rock music. Doesn't have to be like guitar solo and whatnot.
So fine. Then maybe my idea or my preference is that metal where you get that guitar solo. They really focus on, like this one was more focused on his voice. And I've told you so many times, like I almost prefer the ones where you get less singing, but you get more emphasis on that drum solo, the instrumental. That's what I love about it. You don't get enough of that in rap.
You've got to have more of an open mind with the Beatles because that is not the band they are.
Right.
Do they have songs where they feature their instruments more than their singing? Sure. But especially in their early, and I love their early music because it's short, very, very catchy, easy to sing along to. It's easy listening.
It's definitely catchy.
And just so that you're aware, they have two lead singers. It's John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And a lot of times they're doing it together. Sometimes it'll be John's song. Sometimes it'll be Paul's song. Combination of the two. And for me, it's a little easier to pick out because I've listened to him so much. Paul's got a little bit, I would call it a higher voice. That's just the way I kind of look at it. I could be completely wrong musically because I don't think musically. But we're going to check out the next one, okay? 0 for 3, that's okay. All right?
Now, let me ask you one question, though.
That was actually one of my favorite songs of theirs, to tell you the truth.
Really? Interesting. Wow. Is it more of a genre thing, or is it more of a period thing as far as like the decades, right? Like most of the stuff I love is more 80s. And maybe because I'm biased because I'm an 80s child and that was just my generation, even though, I wasn't listening to it on the radio all the time or whatnot. But again, maybe, I don't know, just culturally, and obviously Beatles is like 60s, 70s. Because I'll be honest, here goes some more blasphemer. I know some Elvis songs because we live in Vegas and we all Las Vegas. Come on. Viva Las Vegas.
That's not one of his best songs, but yeah, it's very famous.
And we're in the ghetto. And the only reason I know that stuff is because they're playing at the casinos all the time. Yeah. And I drive limo, so I that's part of my job. Dude, I gotta be honest. Even with Elvis, I just don't get it.
Can I explain something to you, okay? Even if you don't fully love it yourself, with certain bands in this genre, you've got to pay respect to it.
No, I'm not saying I don't pay respect.
I know, I'm saying, like, you can be as honest as possible, but even if you don't understand it, it's like Elvis is the king, literally the king of rock and roll. You've got to keep listening until you find something that you like because there's so much history behind that. Now, I don't know, let us know. Would you, because I've always considered the Beatles rock. I look at rock and roll, it got invented basically in the 50s. And then 50s, 60s, 70s, I consider that rock and roll. And then you had your 80s rock, you had your heavy metal, you had different genre. And then like the genres kept adding different, like different denominations of a church, of a Protestant church. Maybe it's more rock pop, right? Because if you listen to a Stones, we'll listen to some Rolling Stones music too eventually. You listen to Stones, you're getting a little more attitude with it. You're going to get a little more fire with that.
Right.
But again, the Beatles are very eclectic in their own way, and they had progressed. They spent some time in India. They started learning about the sitar, and their music's, their feeling changed. One of my favorite songs was a song that their bass guitarist, George Harrison, played. And I keep calling the bass, I think someone corrected me. I thought it was the bass player. Here Comes the Sun, great song. But again, it's not like all hard. None of their music is really hard rock.
You know, it's so funny you just talked about it. That's where because we obviously on Born Reviews, we do a lot of foreign films, international films, reviews. We've watched a lot of Indian films. That's where that's the sound that's different. Maybe because
at this point they haven't gotten there yet.
But maybe that's the different because maybe they aren't using like the electric guitars I'm used to with the hard, and it's more poppy, more twangy, more because I cannot put my finger on it. It's just different.
It could be more pop rock, but remember this. The whole world went nuts for these people.
Oh, listen, I get it. And it's the same thing like Elvis. Like, I've never heard that song that makes you think, oh, that's why he's the king of rock. That's why everybody loves Elvis. It's like, I get it. He's popular. The fandom is crazy, whatever. I respect everybody that respects his music, whatever. But I've not listened to a song that makes you think, oh, that's why he was such a...
One day you just got to go onto your music of choice, your platform, and just listen to his #1 greatest hits album. He has ones like the Beatles do. There's like a bazillion songs on there, and just listen one by one. And if you go through all of it and you're still, no, I don't like it, then you don't like it. Some of my favorites of his are Fools Rush In, Suspicious Minds, Hound Dog, Heartbreak Hotel. Those are some of my favorite ones of his. Go-tos.
I'll have to do that as well.
All right. So we're going to check out A Hard Day's Night now. This one I don't like as much as Ticket to Ride, but I still like it a whole lot. It's one of their classics, obviously. One of their #1 hits. Here we go.
Here we go.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do make me feel
Pretty sure that's John Cena. So that's Paul singing now.
Oh, see, I can get behind this. What are you talking about? Is that what you're doing? All right.
Now, one bummer about this as we're listening to it is it's not the best recording because it's live and the audio's not the best. I found a lyric video. It would have been better for your first time just to hear like the studio recording.
Right.
But it's still cool to hear the fans respond to it. You can kind of get a little bit of a taste of that Beatlemania. The girls going nuts.
Attitude, that's what I'm talking about.
So what'd you think about that one?
Definitely liked it much more.
Oh, wow.
It definitely liked it much more. And honestly, not feeling the pressure, you know me. I'm especially stubborn. But this will be the first Beatles that gets a edit, all right?
Oh,
so I can finally get, you know what I mean? Like, listen.
Wow, okay.
I needed to get more of the attitude. I think rock and roll has to have a little bit of just, you get the word on it, fire. I want the fire, and you can tell that they're there. You know what I mean? They got a little bit, and they even give you that little guitar solo, even though it was super long, but that's more of what I'm used to. And I hit in rap, when you listen to rap, they talk so much. They rap so much. And even the DJs, there's this joke where even other rappers clown this DJ. His name is DJ Clue, because he's always talking over the music himself. Clue. You watch him get sued right now for that. Whatever. You do talk over the beats. I don't know what to tell you. But that, like, stop talking. Let's enjoy the music. Let's enjoy the rappers. And with rap, sometimes they rap so much or whatever, you need to let it breathe. That's what I like a lot about rock and roll, sometimes they'll let it breathe and you could just enjoy the music. You know what I mean? Don't have to worry about the lyrics. And even though they kept going with the hook a lot, whatever, they did have that little guitar solo, which I enjoyed. But you saw the range, and then they gave you more of that little attitude at the end. Like, again, I many times, and even though, again, I do enjoy some of the slower ballads, you know what I mean? Like, what, Metallica's, wow,
I'm gonna make him suffer.
I hate you.
Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters, right? That's a slower ballad or whatever. But for the most part, most of the stuff, I like is hard attitude. I go to the gym, I work out to it or whatever. And this is more, I finally got more attitude from them. You know what I mean? Not so much poppy, to your point, in commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun when we were talking about it, and this was the next one. The reason why this is not this is one of my favorite, don't get me wrong, I love this song, but it's not up there with other songs, is because, first of all, it's very short. Like you said, it repeats a lot of the lyrics. I won't call it formulaic, but, you have his verse, and then a few things in between. But it does have a little more of the instrument that you like right there. You get a little more range of the musicians. But I do like the fact that it is like, like it just goes right into it.
Yeah. You know me.
It was cool to hear the live reaction from the fans. Let us know what you thought about reaction to this. Both Beatles songs, a little better outcome there at the end. Let us know what you think. And honestly, sorry about that. Honestly, I had no idea about the Paul conspiracy theory of him being. I had never heard that in my entire life. And it's funny because he is a conspiracy theorist. That's the one of the few things he knew about the Beatles.
Bro, down the rabbit hole.
It's hilarious.
Down the rabbit
you
hole.
Knew about that.
The only reason, like I said, it's the dark web is a dark place. Bro, I'm telling you, stay away from the chat forums. I had to get off of Reddit. I'm telling you, I got to the point where I wasn't eating anything. Everything was giving me cancer. The government's trying to kill me. I'm telling you. You want to talk about conspiracy theory? I got to the point where, I can't wear the Bluetooth. That's gonna give me cancer. I can't eat chicken. Nope, can't do it. Nope. The pork. Nope, that's got the swine flu. Whatever it's got. Nope, can't eat that. Tofu? Huh? Organic? Nope.
No one wants tofu anyway.
Dude, listen. So I was shocked you didn't know about that, but yeah, that's huge. He was supposedly, he died in a car accident. He was replaced or whatever, and that was part.
Well, they got a great replacement.
And it was a whole part of the music industry cabal because they're all controlled by the same, and it is a mystery that so many musicians, specifically in the rock genre, die. You've heard of the 27 Club, and it's it's all connected, and it's the same people all in companies all own their masters and their music, and it's seriously, I didn't say I believed every one of them, but that's what was out there.
There's a band called the Mamas and the Papas. From this era.
I love the names. Mamas and the Papas.
And it was cool because I think it was 2 girls and 2 guys, kind of like ABBA, but a different type of band. And one of them, Mama Cass, I think her name was, she died from choking while she was eating, right? And so in Austin...
That doesn't sound like a conspiracy theory to you? Choking while eating? I eat every day.
In Austin Powers, right? He had missed 30 years. He missed the 60s. He was in the 90s. And he's looking at these people that he loved that all died. Yeah. This person died from this car accident. Mama Cass. Ham sandwich. That's how she died.
No,
it's so hilarious.
No.
Ham sandwich.
No. Okay, was there video? Was there eyewitness testimony?
Back then. Okay. While I calm him down, let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
Now I got to go on Reddit and read about this ham sandwich. He's still doing it.
It's so dumb.
We know all things.